What's up? Andrew Pollock here, co-founder, CEO at LeadPops.com. Want to go live today, and first off, wish everybody happy Veterans Day for those who have served. Thank you guys so much for what you've given us and this country. Wanted to put together a quick talk for you and kind of share a little bit of the backstory of LeadPops, and also definitely get into why it matters to you guys if you're in the mortgage industry, if you're in real estate, also even in insurance. The backstory kind of ties into why it matters to you and the value you get by teaming up with LeadPops. So it was 2009. I had already, at that point in time, I was a co-founder at a mortgage website company. The company still exists today. We were doing mortgage website templates, and I'd already known that lead generation mattered to clients a whole lot. It was something I had been very interested in figuring out how to do better for our clients. Obviously getting traffic, doing marketing, having a website, doing all this, if you're not converting leads, what good is it? So I had this idea in 2009 to take a look at some big players in the industry. So LendingTree was of interest to me at the time. Another company called Lower My Bills, you may have heard of it. They around that time had sold for $330 million to Experian, and most of what they did was mortgage lead gen. So I was looking at these two companies and I thought, if we're doing mortgage marketing, mortgage websites, why not look at the big players that are doing this really well and see if there's anything we could learn from it. And lo and behold, sure enough, LendingTree and Lower My Bills had this really smart formula, and as soon as I saw it, it really clicked for me. The way they were asking for information, the way they kind of led you through this collection process of asking for questions that don't scare you off. There's like a psychology to it that I saw it right away. I thought to myself, why doesn't somebody box that up, turn it into a product, and turn it into something you could plug into a mortgage website or a email campaign or a landing page or whatever it might be. But that's basically the mousetrap. Everything else, you drive traffic to it, but the idea is to pull that traffic into something that's going to convert them into a lead. So I shared the idea with my partner at the time. He kind of laughed, told me to get back to work, get back on the phone. I was a minority owner in the company, so he had more say in that, and wasn't interested in that idea. And I thought, hey, I've got something unique. I'm going to go out and build it myself. So 2012, a couple years later, launched this beta product. Cold calling from my kitchen table. It's not really going anywhere. I'm talking about lead funnels, conversion rate optimization. I'm cold calling loan officers one at a time. Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody even has an idea really at that point in time what I'm talking about. So it was a lot of falling on deaf ears. I'm doing the support myself. The few sales I did make, I'm now the customer service guy. I'm the sales guy. There was no funding. It was just my partner and I. My partner, who's still my partner today, he's the CTO who built the product. But it was kind of going nowhere fast, and I saw that if I'm going to continue just cold calling one at a time, I'm not going to get anywhere. So made a list of potential partners who I thought could benefit from this thing, and Zillow was at the top of my list. And I thought, hey, I took a look at what they were doing at the time with their mortgage marketplace, and I thought there's a lot of opportunity to improve the conversion rates for them on their mortgage marketplace. So made a couple calls, made my way up, finally got on the phone with their director of mortgages. And they're very open to it. Like right off the bat, I did not really get a lot of resistance once I got to the higher ups. There's a little bit of work to get up to someone that had influence. But when I got on the phone with the guy at the time, his name was Ryan, he was just, let's test it, really was his reaction. So I'm at this point, head over heels, I guess. I don't know what the exact phrase is, but I'm excited. I'm like super jazzed about this opportunity. It's Zillow. I just potentially landed a whale. And I knew that we're going to blow the conversion rates out of the water. I saw what they were doing. I knew what we were up against. So to me, it was just a matter of time and testing it and letting them see for themselves. They very quickly saw the results. I mean, we double, triple, and quadrupled the conversion rates for them on their mortgage marketplace. So depending on where they plugged us in at the time, because there's a number of different spots that they had ad placements on their website. At the time, Zillow was an ad-driven website. So that's how they monetized the traffic. It was ads all over the thing. So you plugged us into different spots, anywhere from 2 to 4 times the conversion rate, depending on where you plugged us in. One of the key places they had us was in their rate table in their mortgage marketplace. and all the results. I mean, we tried it with a big client who's still a client today. Shout out to National Bank of Kansas City. Those guys are rad. But they were the first ones to say, hey, let's try this out. We're okay if it doesn't work. We'd like to see, if it does, there's a lot of upside to testing stuff like this. So they were smart about it. They tested. Those results came in very quickly. Zillow wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke before redoing everything, right? So they plugged this into a few other spots, and everywhere the results were 2, 3, 4 times the conversion rate. And the way Zillow is about this, they paused for a second because they said, wait, before we just roll this thing out to everybody, because there's a lot of value in this conversion optimization strategy, but if we're doubling our conversion rates, that means that advertiser could just cut their spend in half, and they're going to get the same amount of leads. So being Zillow, the way Zillow is about everything pretty much, they said, why don't we double what we're charging per click, right? So we can double cost per impression, cost per click. We can double the inventory. And even if we get pushback from our mortgage advertisers, we can just show them, hey, your cost per funded loan, your cost per acquisition didn't change. So if you double your conversion rates, there's some math there that means, hey, your cost per acquisition is not going to change even if the cost per click doubles. So, the logic goes a couple of different ways. For Zillow, they wanted to double what they were charging. That doubled the inventory of clicks in their mortgage marketplace. For a loan officer, a mortgage lender, a realtor, if you double your conversion rate, you can cut your spend in half or keep spending the same amount of money and you double the amount of leads you get for the same marketing spend. So, Zillow quickly implemented this throughout their mortgage marketplace. About a year later, we were all over everything in their mortgage marketplace. It was a great opportunity for us. We also learned during this process Zillow was going to be building it out themselves, and that eventually the relationship was going to come to an end. And it was a great opportunity for us, to work with a billion-dollar player, figure out a formula that really worked, and then what we did is we took that and packaged it up and actually created an opportunity and a relationship with another big company, Bankrate. Bankrate.com ended up spending about $250,000 with us over the next 3 years, from 2014 through 2017. Before Bankrate, actually, they converted their business model based on this change from cost per click to cost per lead. Because they had so much success with it, and they ended up getting bought out by Red Ventures for $1.24 billion. So there's actually, both companies did the same thing. They changed their business model after plugging this in and fixing this conversion problem. Zillow no longer sells ads on their site, not like they used to. Their site is not ad driven, it's lead driven. Right? And they're doing a lot of other stuff, obviously, to monetize, and they're changing their business over time to play a much bigger part in the real estate world, as you guys know. But they had changed their business model actually from selling ad space to selling leads as a result of identifying and fixing this conversion problem. Bankrate did the same thing. So these are $2 billion companies we worked with. And that is the formula that we used to create this lead funnels product, this mousetrap that we give out at a very low cost, right, compared to what Bankrate spent, $250,000 to build this for them. As a loan officer, you're plugging into that same tech, that same strategy that these big billion-dollar companies are using. You can plug it in, and it is a matter of driving traffic, right? The mousetrap's excellent. You just got to plug it in, and you can plug it in anywhere. So your website is a great starting point. Your email marketing, your blog posts, your videos. Something quick and easy like, hey, click the link below, find out if you're eligible. It only takes about 60 seconds. If you're interested in the VA loan, take advantage of your benefit, click the link below. And that little call to action addition to your marketing is what makes all the difference. And that's what a lot of people are still forgetting. And we're here to help our clients with that, make it really easy for you to plug these funnels into your marketing. So we're doing that for you. I wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory as to why it works, why it's proven. Tell you a little bit about our history, and then let you know, if you plug this stuff in, it will work. We're here to work with you. If you need some help with that, if you're interested in learning more, go to leadpops.com, schedule a call with our team. If you're a client and you want to take advantage of our additional services or just learn more and get some more support, that's what you're here for. Check out our reviews online. If you Google Lead Pops, you'll see there's over 330 5-star reviews. So we pride ourselves on our support and our service. So take advantage of it. We're here to partner with you. Thanks so much for tuning into our Facebook Live, and I'll catch you soon with another video.